before our utility best of breeds enter the main arena, it is another of my very pleasant duties to introduce our utility group judge. A true Scotsman coming from East Kilbride in Scotland, he started work as a full-time kennel boy back in 1972, and from there on was hooked on breeding and showing dogs. He has continually experienced success with his world-famous Iraqi kennels, having bred breed record holders, group and best in show winners, both with his Afghan hounds and Tibetan Terriers, winning best in show here at Crufts in 2007 with his Tibetan Terrier champion and American champion Iraqi Fabulous Willie, and so is no stranger to the Crufts main ring. He is approved to award challenge certificates in 22 breeds across 4 groups.
Our judge is about to come into the ring for the utility group, and it is Ken Sinclair, just being announced in the main ring, and there he is. Ken's first dogs were Afghan hounds. He bred and owned several champions in the early 70s. He came into Tibetan Terriers, his Iraqi kennel, really very well known, and he had best in show in 2007 with the wonderfully named American champion Iraqi Fabulous Willie.
Yes, a very famous dog, and Ken's bred many champions in Tibetan Terriers.
He's also involved with one of your breeds, American Cockers, isn't he?
Yes,
as well?
and vastly experienced in the utility breeds.
Well, he judges breeds in hound, utility and gun dog groups. He's also qualified to judge best in show. Possibly better known as a breeder than as a judge. But we're looking at a dog which is not yet competing here at Crufts in the main competition, but it is the Mexican Hairless, which is from the import register.
Yes, it's won the import register. The breeds are not fully established. They don't have their own classes yet, but here we are, winning it from a variety of breeds today. One of the sacred dogs of the Aztecs.
And it comes from Wales, that one. It's called Chingo. And now here we come with the breeds for the utility group. This is the most popular breed in his native Japan, the Akita.
Followed by the Boston Terrier, very smart.
And the Bulldog.
The Canaan dog.
Here's the Canaan dog coming in.
And now the Chow Chow.
The unmistakable Chow Chow.
Next, the Dalmatian.
And the free stride of the Dalmatian.
Eurasia.
And the recently developed breed, the Eurasia.
The French Bulldog.
Now, from a huge entry, the French Bulldog.
The German Spitz Mittel.
The middle-sized German Spitz Mittel.
Shiba Inu.
And here's the Japanese Shiba Inu.
And the Japanese Spitz.
And now the Quezond.
Followed by the Colca Honda.
A new breed into this group.
The Lasso Apso there.
And the miniature Schnauzer, a black.
That's unusual. Miniature Schnauzer followed by
the first of the Poodles. It's the miniature Poodle.
And the standard Poodle.
Big cheer for that one.
And not a toy breed, but a utility breed, the toy Poodle.
And this one an apricot. Oh, the lovely little Skippy.
Followed by the Schnauzer.
And now the Sartet coming in.
The Shih Tzu.
And the Shih Tzu.
The Tibetan Spaniel.
Here comes the Tibetan Spaniel.
The Tibetan Terrier.
And last in the group, the Tibetan Terrier. So there they are, the utility group. What an interesting mixture we have.
It is a very diverse group.
Well, it's a group that consists of miscellaneous breeds of dog, mainly of a non-sporting origin, as we've seen, including the Bulldog, the Dalmatian, the Akita and the Poodle. Quite a lot of variety in those 4 names. Essentially, utility means fitness for purpose, doesn't it, Frank?
Yeah, well, we try to make all of our dogs fit for purpose these days. But here, many of them companion dogs, but many of them bred originally with a job of work to do.
And some of them, the oldest documented breeds in the world.
There's the smart Boston Terrier, the sour-faced expression of the Bulldog.
Ken Sinclair takes a nice look.
Canaan dog there, yes.
He'll have watched all these as they came in. The judge always enters the ring first, as we've seen, and watches them as they come in. This is now his first time to get a closer look at each, but of course he will look individually at each one.
There's the little French Bulldog bitch. Eurasia.
Interesting breed, the Eurasia. We'll tell you more about that a little later.
Japanese Shiba Inu, and another Spitz breed there, the Japanese Spitz.
And the 3 poodles, 3 different sizes.
There's the Colca Honda, which has moved from the gun dog group to the utility group.
Very
only
interesting
recently.
that, yes. What was the reason for that?
Oh, well, I'll explain later when we see him moving. And here's the miniature poodle, and last year's dog of the year. It's the standard poodle, the apricot toy.
And the skipper key, very distinctive.
Very nice looking Schnauzer, standard Schnauzer, Sartet, the Shih Tzu, Tibetan Terrier, Tibetan Terrier there, yes.
Yeah, Tibetan Spaniel,
yes,
the previous
yes.
one. Yep.
Is the Akita.
So the first that we're looking at.
There were 123 dogs entered today, and best of breed was this dog, number 13694. The most popular breed in its native
First
Japan.
breed that we're looking at, the Akita. His pet name is Will. He's 18 months old, owned by Mrs. Brenda Pearson. And I beg your pardon, that was the breed judge, owned by Jenny Killerley.
They're the biggest and strongest dog in the group. Bred originally as a fighting dog, but also a bear hunter.
Dating back over some 300 years, the breed has been used for hunting with
Such a powerful dog, isn't it, at the rear end there.
There's strong bone, that strong skull.
Best of breed, Akita male number 13694.
Well done, Will.
The dogs to be examined on the table is the Boston Terrier.
And the Boston Terrier, there it is. What a lovely little face that is. This is Pepsi, a 5.5-year-old bitch, owned by Mrs. Jan Simonson. It's come from Norway for this, and 6 times been a Best in Show speciality winner in her own country.
It's a very smart breed, developed in America, as his name suggests, and at one time you had to live in Boston before you could be a member of the Boston Terrier Club. The smallest of the bull breeds, which shows in his broad skull, padded muzzle, but they also have a degree of elegance to them with a good length of leg. The Boston markings, a blaze on the head, white collar, and some white on the legs, make them a very smart dog.
And those so distinctive ears.
He's a real eye catcher when out and about. Good-tempered, a happy house dog, if a little boisterous, and his
The Boston
short, glossy
Terrier.
coat is easy
There.
to care for, and his intelligence is always highly developed. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of breed Boston bitch 13868.
Can anyone make a mistake and not know this? Is the Bulldog. I suppose the national dog of Britain. This is Captain. He's a 3-year-old dog owned by Chris Thomas and Graham Godfrey from Stamford in Lincolnshire. 11 CCs this has had, 5 breed club best in shows.
Yes, and 247 Bulldogs here today, Peter. The ring was ringside 5 deep to watch the breed, with breed expert judging, Sue Garside judging. Here, the distinctive gait of the Bulldog, rise over the top line, strong in the skull and a prominent chin.
He has a reputation for tenacity and is very courageous, strong and powerful.
That's a lovely head, isn't it?
Sour expression.
Contradicted by the great bursts of speed that he can and does produce when the occasion demands.
So this is Tiras. Tiras is a 7-year-old dog owned by Julie Hughes from Wiltshire, and the breeder was Ellen Minton.
Best of breed from the 11 dogs entered was this dog.
Yes, the Canaan dog there, when we see that alert and something watchful in expression. They were a feral dog for a long time, used as guard dogs, but also a little bit for hunting. This one's striding out well.
National dog of Israel,
Yes, it is, yes.
what we'd say these days?
Now, come in a variety of colours, dense, weatherproof coat,
Intelligence, all quick to react and will alert.
nicely balanced, nicely proportioned dog.
Making them excellent guard dogs. The Canaan dog, 14135.
And if Ken Sinclair can move, we just see it, but this is the Chow Chow. There we are, Tiffany, 2 years, just over 2 years old, owned by Mrs. M. Vekovishaya, comes from Moscow. There we are, we're getting these foreign dogs coming through and winning here in our greatest championship show.
And we see he was just a little wary there. The breed can be standoffish and just a little bit overpowered by the occasion here, Peter. But, you know, look, the strong bone, strong skull and those neat little rounded ears and that tail. Now he's got going, he looks much more relaxed, but he was a bit unwilling to be handled there, which will count against him, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's about temperament, isn't it, as well, this judging. But what a beautiful looking dog.
Number 14221.
Ken now moves on to the Dalmatian.
Unmistakable here as we go up the legs, the Dalmatian. This is KO, 5-year-old dog, owned by Chantal Hultink and Helle Hoy from the Netherlands. It's always hard to say some of these Dutch names, isn't it? The breeder was Solveig Gras.
Dalmatian is very uncertain.
Yes, here the distinctive spotted coat of the Dalmatian. Originally a carriage dog, they were needed to stride alongside the horse-drawn carriages and guard the stables at night. And in the Regency period, very popular. And of course, they wanted them to be stylishly marked. This one a black spotted. They always also come in liver spotted.
14325. The Dalmatian.
You want to see many of these? This is the Eurasia. This is Lewiston Logie Bear, 5-year-old dog owned by Morag Webster from Cullen in Morayshire. And this is the first Eurasia to win Best in Show at the Banff Moray and Nairn Club.
And we see the very nice alert expression of this Spitz type. They come from a cross between the Chow Chow and the German Wolf Spitz, and they have some of the characteristics of both. The wedge-shaped head, sharply pricked ears, the density of coat and the tail carried high over the back. This looks particularly nice, striding out freely, keeping a very good top line.
Crufts. Welcome to the utility group. 14459. The Eurasia male.
This is lovely Penny, 5-year-old bitch owned by Anne Wildman from Merseyside. 24 cc's to this dog. It's won it's been third place 3 times in groups.
And there, Miss Moneypenny looking very alert. This is a breed which has grown hugely in popularity over the last decade. Now, if you've lived with them, you know what great characters they are. Here they are, smaller version than our English Bulldog, smaller head, but characterized by those bat-like big ears, strong skull and well-padded muzzle with an upturned chin, good width of chest coming towards us.
And known as, you say, as the French Bulldog, but originates partly in this country.
And yes, and there we should have a slight rise over the loin.
That's the best of breed winning French Bulldog, bitch number 14664.
Now this is the German Spitz Klein. We didn't see it come into the ring in the lead in. This is the smallest version of the German Spitz. His pet name is Aya. It's a 5-year-old bitch owned by Annika Lundin. They come from Sweden, and it's the first CC for them today.
Yes, yet another overseas winner, Peter. 2,500 overseas dogs competing at Crufts from 46 countries, and a lot of them winning. Here we are, the German Spitz. it's said that they're the ancestors of the Pomeranian, which is perhaps much more popular
see it,
and
can't
better
you?
known. Again, Spitz means wedge-shaped head, high set tail carried over the back, and a harsh, off-standing coat, and a brisk action, brisk and sharp in its movement.
An ideal family pet. Always great fun. The best of breed.
Happy looking little dog, isn't it?
The
Smiley face.
Yes, often they're measured in the ring.
Now we see the German Spitz Mittel, a larger version of the Klein.
Well, we did see this one coming in. This is the German Spitz Mittel, the middle size. This is Indy. This is a 3-year-old dog owned by Claire Jones from Wallingford in Oxfordshire. The breeder, Miss Amanda Hessop. And this dog has never won a CC before today.
What a good way to start at Crufts.
Not bad, eh?
Same standard, but a different size. There we see the square build, a square-bodied dog. And it comes off the table. When I said they're often measured in the ring, this one 12 to 15 inches, the other 10 to 12 inches. Everything else the same.
They're an intelligent dog, alert, very active.
Very correct in its action, brisk stride, nothing loose in the elbows or no turning of the feet, which is a sign of accurate sound movement.
And nice kick at the back there.
And his tail high set and over the back.
Number 14780. Now on the table we see the Japanese Shiba Inu. There were 100
Well, this is the Japanese Shiba Inu. Its pet name is JPG. It's a 3-year-old dog owned by Charlotte Gaskell and Michaela Dunhill-Hale from Preston in Lancashire. 24 cc's this one's won, and I'm not surprised. Look at that head.
Beautiful head, this lovely plushness about the head, sharply pricked ears, beautiful almond-shaped eyes giving it watchful expression. Beautiful. That density of coat. We saw earlier the Akita. This in many ways is a miniature version, another of the Japanese breeds. And that bright iridescent coat and what's called the Eurasia markings, very specific about where those markings should be on the dog.
And they're very symmetrical, aren't they?
And beautiful athletic driving stride.
Returned home a distance of over 300 miles. So faithful is this breed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best of breed Shiba Inu, number 1.
Lovely expression.
Isn't it?
Another of the Spitz family and another from Japan, the Japanese Spitz.
Yes, we have lots of dogs from Japan here. This is the Japanese Spitz, or at least it originated in Japan. This one's pet name is Blue. It's a 4-year-old dog owned by Adele Bryan and C. Bradley. They come from Cannock, just up the road there, so they haven't had to come far to win one of their 13 cc's to the name.
And this is this is the only colour in which we see the Japanese Spitz, the white, set off by that dark pigmentation on the lips and the eye rims. Gives it beautiful, beautiful appeal. Now it's thought that they hail back to some of the Arctic sled dogs, bred down in size. And again, that harsh, weatherproof coat. This one looks very nice and striding out.
And will always indicate the presence of invaders in a forceful manner. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of breed winning Japanese Spitz, the dog number 14989.
And now moves on to the Kaisel.
So this is the Kaisel. This is Bonnie. It's a 2-year-old bitch owned by Jean Sharp Bale from Ringwood in Hampshire. 8 cc's to its name, and loves running in the forest and picking up toys. Normally they like barking.
And comes from a very successful kennel. Jean Sharp Bale from Ringwood in Hampshire. The father of this one was second in the group at Crufts, and this is very similar in type. Beautiful quality. The Dutch barge dog, where they used to guard the barges. Again, the markings grey with the harness markings over the shoulder. I like the look of this. This is very nice. Shades of grey.
Shades of grey indeed.
The Colca Honda Technology has joined the ranks of the utility group.
So here we come to the Colca Honda, and this is Freya. It's only 23 months old, this bitch, owned by Emma and Christine Sartet, daughter and mother from Dursley in Gloucestershire. Handler in the ring is Christine Suiter.
Now, one of the national dogs of Holland. This is, as I said, Peter, has just moved from the gun dog group into the utility group, because although they were working with hunters, they were used as decoy dogs to lure the ducks into canals and traps. So, but they did not work with the gun, and indeed they don't like loud noises. So it didn't really qualify them for that. So here they are. They can be sporting, but they're not gun dogs. So here we are. They're the Colca Honda. Yes. And of course, orange and white in colour, and we see the little black earrings on their ears, little black ringlets on their ears, a prized feature in the breed, that little black hair at the end of the tips.
Sweet. And now we've got the Lasso here. Yes, unmistakable. This is Martha. She's a 5-year-old girl, owned by Olga Ivanova, again from Moscow, the second Russian dog that we've had here today. The handler in the ring is Wendy Kane, 6 cc's to their name, so it's a very well-mannered and quiet dog.
Yes, this has been living in this country, and Wendy Kane here, a very successful breeder. Here we have the Lars Apso, one of the ancient breeds of Tibet. Now, slightly rectangular in shape, that the head shape quite different from the Shih Tzu, which we'll see later, a little longer in the nose, a little lighter in the bone.
The best of breed winning Lasso, 15205.
There we are.
Very impressive on the move though, isn't it?
We've changed continents here from
Lovely flowing coat.
from the miniature Schnauzer.
So the miniature Schnauzer causing a certain amount of excitement in the audience here. The pet name is Malish. This is a 2-year-old dog owned by Caroline and Steve Waring from Cheltenham, and Caroline's actually handling there in the ring. 8 cc's to their name, and they say this one's a real clown.
Yes, the smallest of the Schnauzers, a German breed. They should not be terrier-like. They've got substance there. They are short-backed, clean head. You see this nice, slightly sloping top line to a high-set tail and a crispy wire coat.
And now on the table is the first of the 3 poodle sizes here today. Poodles, the miniature poodles, were today judged by Mrs. Sharon.
Well, this is the miniature poodle. This is Vashka, 2-year-old dog owned by Jackie Kitchener in Stamford in Lincolnshire, and it's Jackie who's actually handling there. 15 cc's, top miniature poodle in 2013, was the top puppy in 2012.
And actually he was bred in Russia, so it just shows the international nature of dog breeding now. Beautiful style, like most of the poodles have. They love showing. Short-backed, high-set tail, this elegance in the head with this long, well-chiseled foreface. Judge stepping back to look at the elegance of outline. Look at that.
Oh, lovely bouncy movement.
The largest of the poodles now and the breed I own at home. These were judged today.
And the standard poodle. This is Ricky, 2.5-year-old dog. Jason Lynn, John and Sandra Stone own this in Westby in Lancashire. Jason Lynn is actually handling in the ring. 25 cc's, has won a world challenge too.
Top dog in the UK last year, and then to top that he went over to Florida and won the Eukanuba International World Challenge. So great success. You could hear the cheer for this. Great show dog, wonderful specimen of the breed. Jason Lynn is an American, now working over here and partner to Mike Gadsby. So.
Yes, very popular with our crowd.
Heavy wool coat on his rear quarters. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of breed winning standard poodle, 15656.
And this is not in the toy group, it's in the utility group, but it is the toy poodle, Sakura, 3.5 years old, owned by Polina Kubatskaya and Victoria Trebignora, I think, from Moscow in Russia. Here we go again.
Yes, and this one an apricot.
The one we see here today is the apricot.
Now, the trim we see, it may seem like a fancy hairdo to the owners, but it was originally a functional trim. They were water dogs, so this long mane of hair over the front, gave them buoyancy in the water, and when they're clipped with pom-poms, that was to protect the hocks and the end of the tail when swimming. So, and again, very saucy, just not quite settled there.
The last of the poodle varieties, the toy poodle. Now on the table, we see this.
And this, of course, is the Skipper Key. This is Eve. This is a 7-year-old bitch, all owned by Paul, Jean and Kelly Lawless. Comes from County Kildare in Ireland. The breeder was Graham Cruz, 5 cc's, including the best of breed in Crufts last year.
And I think they're a beautiful breed, and I don't know why they're not more popular. This was a barge dog from Belgium and the Netherlands, where they used to guard the barges, also used to keep the vermin down. Wedge-shaped head. They said that the outline looks rather like a caped horseman, with that cape over the shoulders of longer hair and those little culottes at the back. The rest of the body coat is dense and close-lying. Wonderful, long-lived breed and brisk action. Beautiful.
And now, Mr. Sinclair is looking at the Schnauzer. 56 dogs today.
And the Schnauzer here is called Sammy. He's a 3-year-old dog, Lenka Favkusova, and they come from the Czech Republic. And 25 years they've been in dogs, and this is a beauty.
Yes, and he's bred by Eugene Jerusalemsky in Russia, very famous breeder. This looks lovely. It's got that solid substance that the breed should have, with this good chest, strong bone, and a very good hard top line, striding out well. Lovely pepper and salt coat, which is shades of grey.
The best of breed winning Schnauzer, 15886.
And the unmistakable folds of the Sartet. This is Rebel, 2.5-year-old dog. Lupa Alvarez Gonzalez in Spain is the owner and is handling as well.
And this looks a beautiful specimen. The breeders have done a lot to improve the health of the breed. When they first came into the country, they were quite over-exaggerated in wrinkle. Now all they need is a little wrinkle over the withers, sometimes at the root of the tail, and so a few fine wrinkles on the skull. They were originally a hunting dog. Lovely outline, high set tail, which is important. There's little triangular hard ears.
Now we move to another breed of Chinese history, and this is the Shih Tzu.
Well, this, as we say, you can see the difference from the Lasso here. This is the Shih Tzu, owned by Mrs. Colette Cole from Clontarf in Dublin. Just 1 reserve CC in the previous year, so here, great success for them today.
Yes, very arrogant expression, that crown, the rounded skull, this chrysanthemum-like effect with the hair growing upwards on the muzzle, which is a feature of the breed.
His pet name is Tashi.
Yeah, and he's looking round before he strides out. Strong bone, lower to the ground than the Lhasa Apso and stronger in the bone. The front legs slightly bowed round the chest. Should have a tail which lifts up from the tail set and looks like a teapot handle, so it should have a little bit of lift over the back.
The Tibetan Spaniel.
And now we have the Tibetan Spaniel. This is Buddy, and he's a 3-year-old dog owned by Sharon O'Brien from Clare in Ireland. 10 cc's to its name, including a best in show at the Northern Tibby Championship show.
Yes, a beautiful dog. It's thought that the Tibetan Spaniel has the Pekingese in its background, in its ancestry, but it's higher on the leg, lighter in the bone, and more nose. It's got more muzzle to it. Padded muzzle, relatively small head. There's lovely action. This dog was my best in show winner at one of the breed club shows, so I rate this dog highly.
Yes, it's lovely. I can see the Pekingese connection because...
and we should show daylight underneath it. It's not low to ground. It should have some daylight.
The best of breed winning Tibetan Spaniel.
Beautiful coat. Lovely dog.
Now we see the Tibetan Terrier. This was the second strongest entry.
So this is the penultimate dog we're going to see in the group. This is the Tibetan Terrier. This is Nella, a 4-year-old bitch, owned by Claire and Christine Butler from Preston in Lancashire. 2 cc's, likes to play and sleep.
The tallest of the Tibetan breed.
Of course, our judge looking at this with a specialist eye. He's bred many champions.
Short-footedness allowed them to double as a guard dog for training.
Although they're called terriers, they're not really a terrier. They don't go to ground. They could be used for herding.
His boundless energy and outgoing personality mean that he loves plenty of exercise.
Should be squarely built. The body should be square, and the feet, Peter, should be flat, because that was part of working on the terrain in Tibet.
As it was thought, if you gave them away, you give way.
Nice flowing coat as he moves.
The best of breed winning Tibetan Terrier number 16324.
And the late arrival to the group, but a full complement now, is the Japanese Akita Inu.
Now this dog was missing when they came into the ring, but it's here now. This is the Japanese Akita Inu, the last one we'll see in the group. This is a dog owned by Mrs. Thomas and Mrs. L. Merchant from Sedgley in the West Midlands.
The Matagai dog was one of the oldest native dogs in Japan.
We saw the Akita as the first dog in the group, much heavier. This was the original Akita Inu, lighter in build, not as strong in the head, and the ears set rather wider apart and lighter all through. But again, the bright colours, which are much desired in the Japanese breeds.
871.
So that concludes the individual examination of this fabulous.
A lovely collection of utility dogs that Ken Sinclair has to draw a short list from. I wonder what he's going to pick.
This evening and tomorrow night for 2 hours, from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. Ken will now take another last look at all of the best of breed winners before, I'm sure, making a short list of the finalists.
As he continues now along the line, taking another look at them all. He'll take a sort look at each of them again, just confirming what he's felt from as he's had his hands on them and what he's seen as he's looked at them moving around the ring individually. And he'll select 8 to 10 dogs for his shortlist. A nice job to do, to go in and select all these dogs have been prejudged and brought into the ring. We know that they're the best of their breeds. So it's Ken's job to pick the best of these. And first of all,
It's the Akita,
it is with Dave Killerley.
the Bulldog, and the Eurasia. I told you that had gone very well. There's the Kazon coming in.
Yes. 2 Spitz types.
The miniature and the standard poodle.
Lovely.
The Sartet, another which went very well, and the Tibetan Spaniel. Lovely, lovely.
Those are the best of breed winners. Please show a warm round of applause.
So we have the Akita.
So, from entries of 2,923 dogs, our judge, Ken Sinclair, the shortlisted 8. I know he's going to move them again, and this is your chance to show those dogs what you think. The best of breed winners.
Now, out and back for the Akita.
That's right, Dave Killerley, very experienced, famous breeder.
This dog already a group winner, so he's had a great year. Successful from being a puppy.
And here, the Bulldog. I like this one on the move as well. Such an improved breed, the Bulldog, in
Yes,
recent
King
years.
Rock, Captain Cook, coming from a very successful kennel. Huge entry, he's top today.
And moving on to the third of the short list. This is a breed which we haven't seen before. Not at this level, really, the Eurasia.
Lovely proportions, very free stride, and great deportment on it.
A nice second set of movement to watch here as we now look at the Kazon.
See the immaculate, sharp, brisk stride, holding its outline. Lovely, sharp expression. Jean Sharp Bale handling. So she's used to being in the big ring at Crufts.
Handsome dog it is as well there. Bonnie is the name. It's very appropriate.
Now it's the turn of the miniature poodle.
First of the Poodles. This is the miniature. We like this on the move.
Full of style. Full of style.
Vashka from Stamford in Lincolnshire.
Next to move is larger class
And the huge cheer tells you the popularity of this dog. Top dog last year, so
2.5-year-old Ricky.
really using his hocks as he drives along there.
And
And
the Sartet.
the Sartet.
15924.
High quality dog. Look in beautiful condition. That harsh coat, perfect. That's a lovely dog. He's got a very good quality lineup here.
And perhaps your favourite of the group, the one that you've already put up in previous shows,
Well,
the Tibetan Spaniel.
I wouldn't say, well, I don't think it'll go all the way here, Peter. I think he's a very good dog of his breed. Just putting the brakes on a little bit there. Just putting the brakes on a little there. Perhaps the tension just travelling down the lead a little bit there. Just picked him up.
It's always a shame. The dog needs to be consistent all the
Yes,
time,
yes.
it shows, and it's been a long day. But Ken Sinclair really, he's made his decision. The
Yes,
ball he's going to go
yes,
again. That's very kind.
Very correct.
Nice.
The dog is just, perhaps he's had enough for the day.
Doesn't want to show. Doesn't want to play
That's
anymore.
a great pity for that. And the handler will be quite saddened by that.
And one last look.
Never mind, into the last 8.
Finalists in tonight's utility group.
And so here's the moment of choice, the moment of truth.
Very soon we will see.
Lovely lineup.
I think
There's Standard Poodle, not messing about. Straight in there, Ricky, this 2.5-year-old dog, owned by Jason Wynn and John and Sandra Stone from West Lancashire. Bred by Michael Gadsby and Jason Lynn, who's showing him.
And in second place, Dave Killerley with the Akita Red Witch
fantastic.
Will I Am. The Kazond, another one which gave a very good performance and a lovely example of the breed.
And the Bulldog taking Group 4.
That's getting a big cheer too. A very nice lineup of 8 from Ken
And a
Sinclair
very,
there.
very top line of 4, aren't they splendid? But that poodle really was outstanding. There he is, UK and US champion, Afterglow Maverick Sabre, the Standard Poodle, Ricky.
Went to America for a weekend and became a champion in 4 shows, which is a remarkable achievement there.
The Afterglow kennel has had tremendous success over the years. So too the Dave Killerley's kennel as well, there in second.
He's a dog who has great ring presence. He just stands there and says, look at me, I'm the best.
Congratulations to Jason Lynn, who's handling there. What a lovely looking dog. Beautifully presented.
Lovely chiseling in the foreface.
And so, there we are, the Akita. This is
Red Witch Will I Am, yes.
Will I Am, yes. Known as Will. But the Red Witch kennel, just tremendous. And the Kazond taking Group 3 there. But there's the winner. A happy winner, my word. The dog looks happy.
Yes.
And Jason looks happy.
Yes. Striding out. Great picture. He'll be a hard dog to beat, I think, Peter.
The audiences here like the highly presented breeds, and that's one of them.